The problem with Metamodernism 2, the treason of the left. The United States Constitution's First Amendment enshrines free speech, recognizing its vital role in safeguarding truth and innovation. This principle is crucial because history shows that those in power or holding expertise often overlook or dismiss groundbreaking ideas, as demonstrated by the Wright brothers, who were initially dismissed by the scientific establishment. The right to free speech ensures that every individual, regardless of their status or expertise, has the opportunity to contribute ideas that may change the world. However, in recent years, a troubling trend of censorship, cancel culture, and gaslighting has taken root within media, academia, and government institutions. These practices, driven by a desire to control narratives and suppress dissenting voices, are profoundly damaging to society. When voices are silenced, especially those challenging prevailing orthodoxies, we risk stagnation, ignorance, and the perpetuation of harmful ideologies. Censorship not only infringes on individual freedoms, but also diminishes society's collective capacity to solve problems. By excluding certain viewpoints, we miss out on potential solutions and innovations that could arise from open debate. Cancel culture, which seeks to punish individuals for expressing unpopular opinions, creates a climate of fear that stifles creativity and intellectual exploration. Those who might otherwise contribute valuable insights become reluctant to speak out, fearing personal or professional ruin. Gaslighting, where individuals are manipulated into doubting their perceptions or beliefs, further erodes trust in our institutions. When media, academia, or government agencies engage in this behavior, it undermines public confidence and distorts reality. This manipulation is especially dangerous in a democratic society where informed citizenry is essential for making sound decisions. These issues are particularly prevalent among the professional managerial class, PMC, especially those on the left, who often wield significant influence in shaping public discourse. By enforcing rigid ideological conformity, they perpetuate a cycle of exclusion and ignorance that ultimately harms society as a whole. The Socialist Progressive left, for instance, often resorts to shutting down debates through appeals to authority, as seen in the following quotes. Some believe we simply cannot talk about larger abstract entities like modernity and postmodernity. But the question is not if we can talk about modernity, not I just did, but rather if you're well equipped enough to do so in a stringent and productive manner. Those who refuse to talk about it simply cannot participate in the discussion. Meanwhile, the argument is settled. Anyone who cares about human beings and animals not suffering must admit that stage theories can and do explain real and relevant realities. And because relevant realities can be explained, and relating to reality is a necessary part of responding to it, including caring about others, learning about stage theories can be a productive endeavor. Ignoring it tends to be destructive in the long run. So, the measure of success is not whether I have solid proof of the existence of metamemes, but simply whether or not I'm less mistaken than someone else. If my hypothesis about metamemes is less wrong than other ones attempting to explain historical change, then it's valuable and worthwhile considering on its own terms. Consider in particular the flimsiness of this last quote. This individual, who will remain anonymous, while adrift in the sea of relativism, as stated by George's Ghost in the previous essay on Metamodernism, is concluding his statements are valuable and worthwhile, simply because he may be less mistaken than someone else, while he refuses to engage with some who might have valuable insight. These statements reveal a mindset that prioritizes dogmatic adherence to specific theories over open inquiry and debate. This approach is antithetical to the principles of free speech and intellectual freedom that underpin a healthy, functioning democracy. So I'm supposed to believe you. When you say men can give birth, we need to kill half the population of Earth to stop the climate from changing, and I should buy your book. Those who are in positions of power and influence have a profound responsibility to exercise their responsibilities, with transparency and clarity, with diligence and charity, and should be judged accordingly given their record. In a given upcoming contest, whose candidates shall also remain anonymous. Who do you think is more worthy of support? Those who are out giving interviews and speeches, freely clarifying their positions, or those who are not while hiding in their basements? To preserve the spirit of the Constitution, we must resist these trends and reaffirm our commitment to free speech. In a world that grows increasingly complex and opaque, the need for open, rational discourse is more critical than ever. Without it, we risk falling into the same traps of exclusion and ignorance that have hindered progress throughout history. By protecting the right to free speech and actively and aggressively living its mandates, we not only safeguard individual liberties, but also ensure that society remains open to new ideas, innovations, and truths that may shape the future for the better.